Hi everybody, I am Damian Osborne and I'm a fine artist from Cape Town in South Africa, and today I want to talk about some of the best ideas for oil painting that every painter should try. I'm not going to ask anybody to subscribe because I find it's a bit irritating when people do, but if you like the content then go ahead. However, do check out my website if you want more information on painting techniques or art stuff. Otherwise, just email me or message me to ask me any questions. So without further ado, let's get into it. What were the most popular genres of painting? When academic art flourished, particularly in the 19th century, there were 5 common genres or subjects for painting, listed in order of importance. History painting, paintings that narrated a historical, allegorical, or religious message. This genre had the highest prestige in the European art academies, usually contained a lot of active figures, and were generally grandiose in scale and emotion. Portrait painting, generally a head and shoulders portrait painting of the sitter, but could also be a full-length portrait, a self-portrait, or even a group portrait. Genre painting. These were paintings of everyday life depicting normal people doing their thing. Landscape painting. Paintings depicting views of the scenery as the main subject matter and not simply as a backdrop. And still life painting. Paintings of inanimate objects, either man-made or natural, set up into an interesting arrangement. These 5 formalized categories or genres simplified paintings into their different subject matter, and often an artist would become famous for specializing in one particular genre. How do you find inspiration for painting from your own life? In another video or blog post I wrote about where artists find inspiration, and I spoke about creating artwork from things that you personally experience. I think this is such an important step in any artist's path, and generally the most important factor in finding your voice as an artist. Your personal life may seem completely ordinary or even boring to you, but remember, to anybody else, it's a source of great inspiration or intrigue. As humans, we are always curious to know how other people live, and we feel a certain pull towards the personal stories of others. Being human is about communicating and sharing experiences. It's in our DNA. We're social. So seeing the world through another's eyes is immensely fascinating to us. We identify with the narrator, the viewer, or the protagonist in the story, and briefly step out of our own lives into theirs. This is why books, movies, music, paintings, and art in general is still so popular since the days when the first humans recorded their experiences on cave walls. Besides finding inspiration from your own life, actually painting from life is really important, since we can so easily become overly reliant on photographic references. I believe artists who can draw or paint from life, or from their imagination, have a far greater advantage than those that just rely on painting from photos. Landscape painting. Landscape painting was one of the first genres I dove into as a budding oil painter. Since I grew up close to semi-rural wine farms, mountains and beaches in Cape Town, I was naturally inspired to do many plein air paintings and drawings of the beautiful surroundings. The advantage of painting landscapes en plein air is that it teaches you to observe and paint from life. The quickly changing weather and lighting conditions compel the artist to work quickly and to anticipate the changes. One develops a sensitivity and appreciation for nature and for beautiful vistas, as well as for the transient nature of the environment. One also develops skill in rapidly capturing a scene before it's lost, and you get pretty fit carrying around your canvas, paints and easel up and down fields, mountains, valleys, and forests. Seascape Painting. If you're lucky to live near the ocean, then you have an endless source of inspiration to work from. You could literally set up your easel in the same spot every day and paint the ocean in all its glory, its changing moods, colors, lighting conditions, weather, rhythms, and tides. Painting seascapes has all the advantages of plein air landscape painting, with the added benefit of there being something particularly magical about the ocean. Most of us connect with the sea in a very deep, unconscious way. It's a source of endless fascination, looking out at the rhythmic dance of the waves and the infinite horizon. It takes careful study to paint the waves from observation. You're relying a lot on memory and imagination. It's like painting a moment that is both a fraction in time and an endless, ever-flowing dance. Still life painting. In my early years of oil painting, I set up and painted loads of still life paintings. Still life painting is certainly one of the best genres for artists to develop their painting skills, especially as a beginner. A still life painting can be an arrangement of organic or man-made objects. They are very popular and easy to set up. You can paint your favorite everyday objects from life in the comfort of your own home or studio and easily control the composition, the lighting, and the textures, designs, and colors. Figure painting. Since the days of Paleolithic cave art, painting the human figure has always had a special significance in art. I've always been captivated by figure painting, though I think figure painting is fairly challenging as a painting genre. Learning and practicing anatomy can be very helpful, as well as painting and drawing from a live model as much as possible. But the practice and the study is definitely worth it. Painting the figure is a celebration of our humanness. We identify with the unspoken language of the body. Self-portrait painting. One of the best ideas for an oil painting is to paint yourself. I first started painting and drawing myself several years ago, and it's interesting to see firstly how I've aged, but also how my drawing and painting has improved considerably. My first self-portraits were really horrible. Painting yourself in the mirror is very challenging since it's very difficult to keep your head still while painting. But you don't need to pay a model. Nor are you so affected by the time pressure you may feel when you have someone sitting for you. And painting yourself is the easiest way to improve your portrait painting skills generally. So you'll be a lot more skilled and comfortable when faced with a real model. Doing a self-portrait every year can be an interesting record of your life. Think of Rembrandt's fascinating self-portraits. Portrait paintings of your friends and family. Another of my favorite ideas for oil painting portraits: when you can't afford a model, ask a friend or a family member to sit for you. Not only is painting their portrait great practice for you, it can also be a very memorable experience for both you as an artist and for the sitter. Painting the people you care about is a very worthwhile endeavor, especially since it's infused with so much personal meaning, and an oil painting of their portrait can be a beautiful and intimate gift. Painting animals. Animals and pets are great subjects for painting, and it's a cool challenge to paint or draw an animal from life. If you have a pet at home, wait until they are resting before attempting to draw or paint them. Animals are very tricky to draw when they are constantly darting around, scratching, or generally being annoying. Animals are beautiful in their own unique ways, and to capture their likeness can make for a really fascinating painting. Doing a painting of your loving and affectionate pet can be really special. I love to draw and paint my cat. Since I've been living with and drawing him for so long, I've gotten to study him very closely. Drawing or painting anything makes you really see something in a very deep way. And it's a really good idea to do a lot of really quick drawing studies of the animal before doing an oil painting. Take a few reference photos if you need to. Animals rarely keep still for more than a minute, and be careful that you don't rely too heavily on your photos. The colors and the forms can be badly distorted by the camera, and you may not even notice. Okay, great. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope it kind of summed up some things for you or helped you. Please leave a comment below and let me know what you like to paint, or email me, like I said before. Happy painting!